Good morning, students. Today we're going to learn SST lesson number 16, named as Religious and Social Reformers. So students, what is the meaning of reformers? A person who tries to change society and makes it better. Okay students, the meaning of reformer is a person who tries to change society and makes it better. So all the students, please open your page number 104 of your SST textbook. Over there is one picture. So can you name the personality in the picture? Yes, it is Swami Vivekananda's picture. Okay, now move to the lesson. The British set up an efficient administrative system to help govern the country and introduced a number of reforms. So students, what the British has set up? They have set up an efficient administrative system. Now why they have set up this efficient administrative system? To help govern the country and introduced a number of reforms. One important development was the introduction of Western scientific education. Educated Indians now came to learn about new ideals of science and humanism. So the Indians, those who were educated, what they have done? They came to learn about new ideals. New ideals of what? New ideals of science and humanism. Okay. They came to question the existing social evils within their own society and sought to reform these. This led to the socio-religious reform movement in the 19th century. So students, when the socio-religious reform movement held, in which century it was held? It was held in the 19th century. Now students, in this chapter we will learn about the social reformers and their contributions. So the first social reformers we're going to learn is Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Now Raja Ram Mohan Roy was born in Bengal on 22 May 1772. Where Raja Ram Mohan Roy was born? He was born in Bengal. Now he protested against sati, the brutal practice of burning widows live on pyres of their husbands. Raja Ram Mohan Roy, he protested against sati, the brutal practice of burning widows live on pyres of their husbands. Now meaning of brutal is cruel. So students, please underline the word brutal and write over there cruel. His efforts met success when British government banned the practice by declaring it as illegal with a law in 1829. Okay students. Now his efforts, whatever the efforts he took, like protest against the brutal practice of burning widows, whatever he efforts took, he got the success by the practice by declaring it as illegal with the law in 1829. Okay. Now next is Ram Mohan also opposed child marriage and supported education of girls. This Raja Ram Mohan Roy, he also opposed child marriage, and what he has done, he has supported education of girls so that they can receive the same opportunities that boys got. This is why he started schools for girls. He wanted Western education to be imparted in India as well, since he wanted to make the society a liberal one. So students, what he wanted? He started the schools for girls and he wanted Western education to be imparted in India. Ram Mohan believed that if Indians did not take up a modern education system, then they would be left behind and would be unable to compete with the rest of the world. So students, according to the Raja Ram Mohan Roy, he believed that if Indians they will not take up a modern education, if they will not acquire this modern education system, then they would be lacking behind and would be unable to compete with the rest of the world. Now, there were a number of rituals practiced by the people that were based on superstitions. Now, students, what is the meaning of superstitious? A belief that cannot be explained by reason or science. So student, please underline the word superstitious. Once again, I am repeating, a belief that cannot be explained by reason or science. Now, what he has done over here? There were a number of rituals. Okay, now what is the meaning of rituals? A ceremony where a set of prescribed actions are performed. A ceremony where a set of prescribed actions are performed. You can write in your textbook. Now, there were a number of rituals practiced by the people that were based on superstitions. Ram Mohan wanted to change that. And so he started a new religious order named Brahmo Samaj. So students, he want to change these rituals. For changing these rituals, what he has started? He started a new religious which was named as Brahmo Samaj. The Samaj did not believe in the worship of idols and did not believe in the caste system. Now, idol means a statue people treat as a god. You go for the temples, okay, you go and greet to the god, you worship to the god as a statue which are there in the temples, okay. And this Samaj did not believe in the caste system. Now student, what is the meaning of caste system? Caste system means the person who has the discrimination between the higher classes, that this person belongs to the higher classes, that person belongs to the middle class and the other person belongs to the lower class. No. According to this Brahmo Samaj, each and every person has an equal rights. There is no caste system. Okay. And there is the caste system also included, like this belongs to the high level of class. No. Caste is caste. All are equal and would be treated as equal. Okay. Now, he was one of the foremost advocate and fighters of women's rights. This Raja Ram Mohan Roy, he was one of the foremost advocate and fighter of women's right. So students, now we have finished with the first social reformer named as Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Now we are going to start with the second, that is the Dayanand Saraswati. He was also the social reformer. He has also contributed his whole life for the sake of society and for the welfare of human beings. Dayanand Saraswati, he was born to a rich Brahmin family in Gujarat in 1824. He was a great religious and social reformer who upheld the values of Hinduism. He is also the founder of the Arya Samaj. So students, Raja Ram Mohan Roy has established Brahmo Samaj, whereas Dayanand Saraswati, he has established, or he is the founder of Arya Samaj. Now let us learn more about his life and work. He traveled the whole country and found out the various ill practices which were being propagated in the name of religious. Yes, students, this Dayanand Saraswati, what he has done, he has travelled whole the country and found out various ill practices which were propagated in the name of religious. Okay? He strictly criticized the divisions created by the caste system. Okay, there the people used to make the divisions between the caste system. For this also he was strictly criticized that there will be no any divisions created by the caste system. It created divisions in the society and people lost faith on religious. According to him, if we will make the divisions in the caste system, so people will not having any kind of faith. They will going to lose faith on religious. According to him, according to Dayanand Saraswati, what he believed that all men had equal rights. Okay. He was also against idol worship, untouchability and other useless religious rites. So students, Dayanand Saraswati was also against the idol worship and untouchability. Okay, now what is the meaning of untouchability? During that time, the people, those who were belonging from the low caste, according to them, so they were not having ability or they were not allowed to go in the temples. Okay, if they will going to touch the temple walls or anything else of the temple, so it is impure. That were the thinking of the people. So he was against according to this untouchability rule also. And he was also against other useless religious rites. He opposed child marriage and believed the best time for a girl to get married was between the age of 16 to 24 and men should marry any time between 25 to 40 years. So children, Dayanand Saraswati, he was also opposed for the child marriage, and according to him that he believed that the best time for a girl to get married was between the age of 16 to 24. And what about the men? They should get married between 25 to 40 years. In 1875, he founded the Arya Samaj in Mumbai. So please mark the year, please underline the year 1875. He founded the Arya Samaj in Mumbai. Now what are the principles on which this society was founded? I am reading one by one each principle of it. Vedas were the only sources of truth. According to this Samaj, Vedas were the only source of truth. Members of this society opposed idol worship. They promoted the cause of education. They rejected useless religious rites and ceremonies, pilgrimages, etc. Child marriage and polygamy were strictly opposed. So how many principles are there? There are total 5 principles are there. Which are they? Vedas were the only source of truth. Members of this society opposed idol worship. They promoted the cause of education of women. They rejected useless religious rites and ceremonies, pilgrimages, etc. Child marriage and polygamy were strictly opposed. Dayanand Saraswati also opposed the practice of sati and the purad. He established many educational institutions like the Gurukuls, Kanya Gurukuls, DAV, that is Dayanand Anglo-Vedic schools and colleges where both men and women could be educated. So students, Dayanand Saraswati, what he has established? He has also established educational institutions like Gurukuls, Kanya Gurukuls and also DAV, that is Dayanand Anglo-Vedic. And in that school and colleges, what was a education system? That both men and women could be educated in the same way as we are getting the education. This system is called as the co-education. His activities benefited the society immensely. He is also regarded as one of the makers of modern India. Dayanand Saraswati is regarded as one of the makers of modern India. So students, we have finished with the second social reformers, that was Dayanand Saraswati. Now we'll have the third social reformer, that is Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. Syed Ahmad Khan was born on 17 October 1817 in Delhi. He was born in a progressive Muslim family. Students, please underline the word progressive. The meaning of progressive is modern. After his father's death, the entire responsibility of his family was on him. He overcame the financial difficulties and became one of the greatest personalities of India. So students, after his father's death, he has to face many financial crises and many difficulties. So out of that also he overcame and he became one of the greatest personalities of India. Now let us learn more about his life. He started his professional life working as a clerk for the East India Company in 1838. Students, this Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, he started his professional life working as the post of clerk. In which company? In East India Company. And in which year? 1838. Please students, mark the year 1838. After 3 years, he became a sub-judge and served under various judicial departments. After the 3 years of his job of clerk, he became a sub-judge and served under various judicial departments. He wrote a pamphlet, The Cause of the Indian Revolt, in which he wrote about the shortcomings of the British in handling the revolt of 1857. Students, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, what he has written? He has written a pamphlet. And what kind of pamphlet? What was there? The name of the pamphlet, The Cause of the Indian Revolt. And in that, what he has written? He has wrote about the shortcomings of the British in handling the revolt of 1857. His pamphlet was read by nearly every British official. He wrote books based on the teachings of the Quran. So students, he has also written many of the books which were based on the teachings of Quran. He contributed largely in the field of education. So, students, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, he has done his contribution largely in the field of education. He set up schools at Murandabad and Ghaziapur. He also founded the Scientific Society. So, students, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, where he has set up schools? He has set up schools in Muradabad and Ghaziapur. Where he has set up his schools? Muradabad and Ghaziapur. He organized the All India Mohammedan Educational Conference every year, which promoted the cause of education for Muslims and their future. Okay, students, what he was organizing on that time, he was organizing all India Muhammadan educational conference every year. Why he was organizing this conference? Because in this conference he was promoting the cause of education for Muslims and their future. Okay, and he was a pioneer of education, and his greatest achievement was founding the Aligarh Muslim University. So students, this Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, he has got the greatest achievements was founding the which university? Aligarh Muslim University. And this university earlier was known as Anglo-Mohammedan Oriental College in 1875. Please mark or underline the university name Aligarh Muslim University and in which year it was known as the Anglo-Mohammedan Oriental College. Underline that year also.